And just to let you know, we are recording this session and I will make this available to all the attendees for later use. Just a little housekeeping before to start. I just request all the participants to put yourself on mute and you can unmute yourself while asking questions. So now, without further delay, we will turn the time over to Ayman. Ayman, you can just share your screen and start the session now.
Okay, thank you. I hope that everyone seeing the screen now.
Yes.
Good. That's good. We can start.
I can see. Yes, it works.
That's good. If you have any problem to see the screen or to hear me, please just stop me. Okay? Then hello everybody. Today we'll discuss about the new authorization framework in M4 LN 10.5. I would like to thank you for assisting to this webinar. First, I will start by presenting myself. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah. I am Ayman Khalif, and an industrial engineer with a master's degree in engineering management. I have 10 years of experience in quality management, process engineering, and ERP/LN implementation in automotive industry. I worked for a worldwide company that had LN implementation in different plants across the world. Currently, I am logistic ERP/LN consultant with the Marine Service. The agenda of our presentation will be the following. First, I will provide a short recap about the current situation with LN 10.4 and why the authorization and the security module is added in LN. We will talk about the limitation of this new module. I will do a short recap on how the module works and I will provide solution overview. I will explain what is the new in this new model and we will see together some real example. And at the end I will provide a short summary. Until LN 10.4, we could configure data authorization via the Authorization Management System, EMS, and the Dynamic Enterprise Modeler, DEM. For the people that they don't know them, EMS is based on session and in table field authorization. Then we are talking about BAN users. And DEM is based on processes and activities. Then we are talking about employees. The problem is when you need to implement a proper form of data authorization, especially in multi-company setup. It is difficult and need an experiment technical team. We will check together why the actual configuration of session authorization with DMS and DEM is difficult. First, when the employees start an authorized session from the menu, all the available record in the company from which the session is started is shown. For example, if we need to show for each project manager only his own project, this was not possible in LN 10.4. Second, it is difficult to audit authorization session for one employee because there isn't only one session for that. Then to be able to control the authorization related to one employee, we need to consult different sessions. Also, there is no employee group concept. This means when you start to configure data authorization for employees in the same department, you need to configure each employee alone. This operation takes a lot of time, especially if you are talking about high number of employees. In conclusion, the actual configuration until LN 10.4 was difficult to manage and to audit. It required high availability of technical resources for data control and administration. That's why a lot of customers asked us to come with a new solution for data authorization. As customers operate across the globe with multi-company structure and work in different product and market combination, the authorization security functionality allow customers to streamline their logistic processes across different location and market combination. The new LN 10.5 authorization and security model offer powerful data authorization capability. It is created especially to support data authorization multi-site environment. And it is created in such a way that it can be used by people not working in IT, because it is not using any field name or table code or any other not business focused terminology. Nowadays, company focus on data security for multiple reasons. One of them is that the security improve data quality, because only responsible employees can update his data, and employees are only allowed to view or to use assigned data. And with data security, it is more efficient and create effective business processes, because there is less chance of having the wrong data selected during creation or processing of all kinds of transaction, and less chance of having the wrong transaction generated due to incorrect data. Also, data security reduce cost, because less time is spent on correction in process, for sure, because less correction are made, and less risk of on fraud from happening. And also it helps on saving costs on data control and administrative costs. Another important reason that not all companies know about, the GDPR. The GDPR is the new European General Data Protection Regulation. It was approved in 14 April 2016, and companies in Europe must be compliant to this regulation before 25 May 2018. Then the data authorization module help company to be compliant to this new regulation, to avoid data breach and high sanction, and to protect also the individual rights. This slide is very important to consider. It is about the new authorization framework limitation. You need to know that the data authorization option will be for LN only and not for suite-wide. And the adoption delivery of data authorization capability is time-boxed, meaning that currently not all sessions have adopted data authorization of all objects. We will check later the list of sessions concerned by this authorization framework. So now we will see how does it work. A user log on to LN system. LN will determine based on EMS and DEM which session a user is able to start and with what authorization level. The LN session is started. This can be a session that show data according to the authorization level that have this user. It can be also a session to run certain process, like for example approving a range of order or generate purchase order from requisition, or it can be just a simple print session. Those sessions should not display or print all data, but only the data that the user is allowed to see or to use. So in the authorization security module, you set up the proper data permission for user. When applying the permission, list of authorized data is generated. The LN session have adopted the data authorization, check the authorized data. And when the user create new data, LN check the permission. If the user is able to modify or not in this session, to make sure only secure data can be viewed or printed. With this process, we are sure that each user can access only to the data that he is allowed to access, and he can make only the operation that he is allowed to do. Then, what is new in this LN 10.5? I will explain what has been added to the security and authorization module, and provide some example on what is the new functionality can be used for. I will list the LN 10.5 added processes, authorization object, and their attribute. Next, I will show you the added and changed sessions that are created to set up the new functionality. And finally, we will configure together one authorization example to understand more the difference between the old and the new version of LN. In 10.5, we have added the following business processes to the security and authorization module: the intercompany trade, the production, invoicing, and the account payable processes in finance. More sessions have adopted the already available data object, like data authorization have been adopted by order management, warehousing, and planning. We will take now one example to understand more the process in production. In a company, two production work center A and B are manufacturing goods which are sold by this company. A production manager responsible for work center A and another production manager responsible for work center B. Then we have two production orders available. The production manager who is responsible for work center A is only allowed to release the production order to work center A. He can check production order created by work center B or not. And the second production manager, the same. He's only allowed to release production order for work center B, and he can check production order created by work center A production manager. We have a central production manager who is responsible for work center A and B. Then he is allowed to release production order for work center A and B. When more than one authorization object is applicable for a session, we have two types of authorization object, the primary and secondary object. The primary object determines what is shown on the screen, like for example, purchase order session. And the secondary object determines which instance of that object can be used to create or modify the primary object, like for example, the business partners or item. We will see together one example to understand more the difference between primary and secondary object. An employee is authorized to modify all purchase order linked to the assigned purchase office 1. This employee is also authorized to only use business partner A and B. In this case, the primary object will be the purchase office 1, and the secondary object will be the business partner A and B. In conclusion, we will see what this employee can do, what is the list of operations that this employee can do. In conclusion, he is able to manage all purchase order related to purchase office 1, but in purchase order details, he is able to use only business partner A and B, and he is able to check in details only business partner A and B. Now to the actual session. This is a session where we can set the parameter for the authorization and security module. The just described new business processes have been added to the parameter, so we can indicate if you want to enable them for data authorization, and if so, you can set up the default permission. We are talking for sure about the production, the intercompany trade, the invoicing, and the financial. This is the intercompany trade permission session. It works the same as other permission session. The objects that can be authorized are sales intercompany trade order and purchase intercompany trade orders. The intercompany trade orders can be authorized based on this listed attribute. And the authorization level can be view, use, modify, or no permission. Just for information, those authorization level are the same for all authorization session. This is production permission session. You can select for which document you want to set up specific data authorization. You can select the work center, the work cell, the projects. And this is the list of attributes that we can select. This is the invoicing permission session. You can select for which document you want to set up specific data authorization, and the list of attributes that we can select. This is the finance permission session. The document can be authorized based on one or more of this listed attributes. And we can authorize dimension based on the authorization or another object. For people who knows finance, in the group company parameter within finance, we can set up 12 dimension types. Now, we will take one example of defining authorization, and it will be in purchasing. In this example, we will try to define permission for two purchase manager related to two different purchase office. Robin is the purchase manager of purchase office 1, and Nishan is the purchase manager of the second purchase office 2. Robin is authorized to make all operation linked to purchase office 1. The operation can be purchase order creation, purchase requisition, request for quotation, purchase price book, or purchase contract. And the same for Nishan, he is able to make all operation linked to purchase office 2. Ayman is the global purchase manager. Yeah, he have to be. Then he is authorized to make all operation linked to purchase office 1 and 2. Now we will see together in this short video how to define the necessary authorization for this for those employees, Robin, Nishan, and Ayman in LN 10.5. The first step is to check if already have this employee created or not. We can check that by going to employee 360. In this session, we can see all the company employees, and we have already our employee Nishan, Ayman, and Robin defined. The second step is to create authorization policy related to purchase office 1 and 2. They are already there. Then we can start to create new permission via the session permission. The first permission is related to purchase office 1, is related to procurement, and the type is authorization policy. We select purchase office 1, and we have to enter in details to be able to configure the details of this permission. We add new line. It is related to purchase office, and we select the purchase office 1. And for sure, the authorization level have to be modified for the purchasing manager related to office 1. We need to apply it and to activate it. And the second step, we will assign it to the correct employee. When we assign the permission, a document will be printed, and we can check details in this document. And the same step need to be followed to create permission for second office purchase manager and the global purchase manager. This is document printed. As we saw, it is easy and quick. Now we will add two new authorizations for the purchase manager to be able to view some operation. Robin, the purchase manager related to first office, will be authorized to view all operation related to purchase office 2, and he will be able to modify the request for quotation related to second office, but just this operation. The same thing for Nishan. He will be able to view all operation related to purchase office 1, but he will be able also to release only request for quotation for this office. We'll see now how to update that in system in this short video. We just need to open the concerned permission. We'll start by purchase office 1 by Robin. To update this permission, we need to create a new version to be able to add the new permission. Now we can add new permission. The first one is related to purchase office 2, to be able to view all operations related to purchase office 2. The authorization level have to be view. And the second permission related to request for quotation, related to purchase office 2, but the authorization level have to be to modify. The same, we need to activate, to apply the permission and to activate it. And after that, we need to assign it to the correct employee. With the same way, we define the new authorization for Nishan, the purchase manager of the second office. Select the correct employee and assign the permission. A document will be printed that contains details of this permission. We saw before that it was difficult to audit data authorization in LN 10.4. We will see now how it became in LN 10.5. There is different method to control authorization. We will see that in this short video. The first method is via the session employee 360 that we already saw. We need to select one employee, click on authorization. As we see here, we can filter permission by object. We'll enter in details to see what this employee is allowed to do. This is the creation date, the activation date of this permission, and who created this permission, and all operation related to this employee. In our case, the purchase requisition, purchase order. We can enter more in details to check the authorization level is to modify, and the related purchase office 1 and purchase office 2. Now we will see the second method to control authorization is via the session employee permission on date. Exists in audits, auditing. We need just to select the employee that we need to check. In our case, we'll select Nishan, and we'll print a document that contains all the authorization, all the permission related to accorded already to Nishan with the authorization level. The third method to control authorization is via the session authorized employee for data objects. We select the data object that we need to control the authorization for. In our case, we will select the purchase order related to the first purchase office, and the printed document will contain all permission related to this purchase office. We have here 3 employees. 2 of them are able to modify, and the third one is able only to view. As we saw, it is easy to control and to manage authorization in LN 10.5, and we don't need the IT team to be able to define or update authorization. All the permission version historic exists in LN 10.5, and we can control them easily. And we are able also to copy employee permission from an employee to another, or from an employee group to another. And the last information, for each permission that we created for an employee, we can assign it also to a group of employees. This will make it more easy. So, what we saw in this presentation, data authorization framework that has been introduced as part of LN 10.4. It restricts employees to only work with authorized document to reduce the risk of fraud and mistakes. It increases also usability because employees only see information that they need, and they are not bothered by documents that are not applicable for them to execute the job. The functionality has been extended further in LN 10.5 for processes intercompany trade, production, invoicing, and finance. And we saw also that in LN 10.5, employees' data authorization is easy to manage and to control. I hope that this presentation was clear for everybody. And if you have any doubt or any question, please feel free to contact Merino Service. Our team will be happy to help you and to answer to your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Eman, for your presentation. I would again like to check if we have any more questions coming up. I mean, any questions, then you can, feel free to ask.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just one question maybe concerning speed. Is that somehow touched by that?
Sorry?
The speed of answering of also the speed of the system, will that be a problem with applying that?
The speed of the system.
Yes, because of course you need to check more, and checking more means you need more time. That's my question. Will you note that after implementing these authorizations?
I think there are no relation between the speed and implementing those authorization. It will be easy to manage because it is a new model, not like old version. Mm-hmm. Old version it is related to EMS and them, but now it is new model, like for example purchasing or production. It is a model. Then it will be easy to manage.
Mm. But I understand. It's for managing. It's clear for me. I think the presentation was perfect for me. It's just the question whether we have to face some increasement of long time answers or what, also the increasing time for answers out of the system.
The system performance.
Performance, yes.
I don't see a relation between system performance and the data authorization.
Let's say at least if you don't have any authorization, I suppose the system will be faster, of course.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you mean. Yes, normally, but we are not able to work without authorization.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the normal way to work, but it will be the same. The speed, the speed will be the same as before, because we already tested. And there is no effect for the speed of the system.
Okay. Then second question I would have is concerning AMS and DEM. Yeah. Is this still more, let's say, parallel to this authorization you enter over here?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Still exists, but it is more easy to use the new model.
Yeah, that I understand. For especially probably for AMS.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's touching or checking data.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now, but I'm clear.
Now I would have a question. Is it planned to expand this to other parts like sales and so on? Replace the authorization about AMS? Is it planned to develop this for sales and for other parts too?
Yeah, normally it's planned to do that. I don't know exactly details, but actually we saw that this is the list of authorization that we are able now to do them, but we already have the sales.
Okay, in the list before it was not shown that sales is implemented too.
Yeah, because the sales it was already implemented with EMS and DEM.
Yes, okay.
I just presented the newest the new process that we are able to configure the authorization via the new model. But the sales is already there with the EMS and DEM. Okay, this is not the same thing. This is not the same process like the new authorization module, but they're already there. But production and intercompany trade and invoicing and financial, before in LN 10.4, in LN 10.4, .1 exactly, we are not able to configure them with the authorization module. Okay.
Okay. In the moment we have much settings in the AMS, very deep, and
Yeah.
I would like to replace these by this authorization.
Yeah, exactly. This is
module,
the idea.
yes. And so I hope the other parts will be developed for this module.
Yeah, we are talking about sales.
Yeah.
For example, sales or here service or warehousing and so on.
They already there. They exist already in the authorization module.
Yeah, but the question is, I think, whether also there this more general approach is accessible to handle it.
Yeah. I didn't hear you very well. Sorry.
Should I repeat or what?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think the question is concerning the general approach of the handling for this authorization. Do you have to go into this old module, or could you also maintain it according to the new module you described? Of course, it's much easier to be handled.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, because a lot of company have already the old version of LN, then the EMS and them, they already exist in the LN 10.5. Then you have the choice between making the authorization with the new model or making the authorization with the EMS and them. This is personal choice. But here we are talking about the advantage of using the new model. As you saw, it is easy. Don't need IT team, because in EMS and them you need to enter a lot of details, and you are not able to see. You are not able to audit authorization in all the company with the easy way. But with this new authorization model, it will be more easy, and you don't even need IT to plan that. For example, the purchase manager is able to parameter the authorization for all his team. This is the idea, to make it more easy, to make it like a normal process.
One question, the highest level of authorization is that when this new module, or for example with them, if I use both parallel?
If you use them, depends. If you use them, for example, in production for the same production, for sure they will be working. But the most important thing is that you don't put contradictory authorization.
Okay.
But they will work fine.
Okay. Will it always be the highest level then of authorization which will be given, coming out of the new version or coming out of the DEM?
I think they are the same.
Okay.
They are the same level.
Okay, I think we will have to test that, whether it really works like that, as I imagine at the moment. I'm not 100% clear, because of course all our processes are defined with the DEM, and behind the DEM, of course, we have the roles, and based on the roles we have got our authorizations at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
And over here now we have a more general approach. It's easier to handle, and of course we need to think about what we have to adjust.
Yeah, but for your question, I think the EMS and them have more powerful authorization, because if, for example, in the EMS you don't give an authorization for one person to go to this table or to access to this data, then even if you give him authorization in security module parameter, this will not work, because this is IT. We are talking about configuring authorization to the table exactly in the database. Then even if you give him authorization in the new model, it will not work.
Okay, that I understand. It's just to know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not really a technical guy, but I can understand some stuff.
Yeah, okay, thanks for explanation. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Ayman, hi.
Hi,
I have a question, a little question.
please.
For the values, let's say we want to control the values that the user put in the system. This authorization help us or no? Let's say I want to authorize only one person to make purchase less than $3,000 or $5,000. This authorization help us to do that or no?
I'm afraid to say no, because this is the really details in process. This module help you to give access to do or not to do. This is not related to some value, not related to some choice in the system. It's related. You will give him access to this session to do that or not. You have different type of authorization. He can just see, he can just modify, and as we saw, the primary object and the secondary object, those help very well. For example, the secondary object, you are able to parameter this user is able to use this business partner or not, this item or not, because this is a normal standard authorization affectation.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayman. Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is this module useful also for example, extension session? I mean, I've created a new session using extension stuff. Can I give authorization to that particular session using these modules, authorization and security modules, parameters, or it is related only for standard standard session, etc.?
Actually, it's related to standard session.
Okay.
Actually, but for sure, if we develop something to create a new, not standard, let's say not standard session, it will be for sure can be development, a special development to have to extend this authorization to this session.
Okay. So actually, it's not possible to extend the authorization permission also to a new session customization. Actually, it is not possible, but
Yeah, yeah, because this is a customization. This is not standard thing. Then, if you are talking about not standard thing, then we need to develop not standard authorization system to be able to handle that.
Also for extensions modules that are such a, okay, not customization, but extension, but also for that stuff, it's not possible.
What do you mean about extension?
The extension functionality in Ben 10.5. If I create a new session using extensions,
Yeah.
TX package to...
Yeah, I think we have to check that in details. You can just send me in details what is the session that you need to parameter the authorization, and we can check together if this handle it or not, because we are not talking here about only the session, the standard session. There are a lot of details, as we saw, a lot of documents, a lot of the number of sessions that we can authorize them is really big, is really high. I don't know all details about those sessions, then we need to check.
Okay, clear. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, the last question. If I switch on this module, authorization security parameters, no one is authorized or all are authorized? Just
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
if I switch on this new functionality
Yes.
in the company, what does it mean? That all the users are authorized for all process or not? I mean,
In the session, in the parameter session that we saw it now, we can parameter the standard, the default authorization. As you see here, we can default authorization, no permission, and the standard one. When
Okay.
we have 100 users, and the standard one, no permission for everyone, for intercompany or for invoicing or for financial, for example. But for other, we can set the view, and for other people, for procurement, for example, we can here we are setting use. Then all the employees of the company have already the standard authorization to use this session.
Okay, it's clear. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Any other question?
Not yet.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was very, very clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was
You're
really
welcome.
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much. Bye-bye.
You.
Okay,
Nice.
so thank you everyone. We appreciate you being here, and I will contact you every individual for the feedback, so you can ask your queries later as well. Yeah, and thanks again for joining in, and we'll see you soon again.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.